WUWA 2.3 is the worst patch in 2.x series, if not the worst patch ever. Put this on 2 times speed and let's get started with this verbal diarrhea. My disclaimer. I am a lunatic who will psychoanalyze every small thing that pissed me off in this patch. I am European, which might explain the reasoning behind it. Plus, it's possible that there's a huge cultural divide that I am missing about gacha games. With that said, I am going to say only bad things about WUWA. So if you're a kid, someone who is weak heart, or a WUWA fan and believe it's the most perfect game ever, just go straight to comments, leave the most creative insult, and go find people who will make you happy. So you don't need to get your anxiety pills after watching this. You have been warned. Just to come clean from the start, I am doing this video because I'm a loser who lost a bet to my buddy and he wants to see me get roasted. Plus, I am supposed to call this a mint picker update, whatever that is, but the bad things I'm saying are what I believe 100%. You will hear my subjective viewpoint of why this update was so bad. I will mainly talk about events, but I will briefly discuss rewards, and at the end I will give 3 suggestions of what I actually want to see in the future. And no, it's not a free 5-star or more pools, what a shocker. My viewpoint is that of a casual mobile gamer who logged in 2-3 times per week, and I was actually planning on quitting in 1.4, but 2.0 really surprised me and I decided to stick around. The 104-day login record is from 2.0 till this patch dropped. Additionally, I even started to support them monetarily. Maybe that's why I finally won the mystical 50-50 everyone's talking about. So, my roster just for factual reference consists of 8 featured units and 8 standard units, where 1 was from beginner summons and 1 from the chest. Unless there is a free standard unit that I don't remember, I have only one 50-50 since launch on the featured banner. Now that that's off my chest, let's get on the hate train for this ever-flowing cash grab that plummeted harder than the US stock market after Liberation Day. Why is that? Because this patch was 6 weeks and all about focusing on 3 economic concepts. First, shrink inflation. Second, content bloat or time padding. Third, behavioral framing. And no, it's not just WUWA that does this, but as I only play WUWA, for me this patch seems especially focused on getting as much money or time investment from players without giving anything meaningful back. Okay, here we finally go. Let's start with the simplest issues, multiple crashes and bugs. For example, 2 crashes during the Ani-story quest, 1 during echo tuning, 1 during anniversary combat event. Visual bugs with Shorekeeper alt animation, or cubes in anniversary event not registering proper collisions, like being knocked up in the sky or dropped on the ground and getting stuck. And the most annoying co-op lobby bug, where after doing co-op once, it seems I get stuck in a seemingly endless loop of not being able to join a new game, when I'm not touching any buttons or doing anything on the controller. Plus, when closing the event and going back to overworld, half of the controller's buttons don't work. Can't open the menu, map, nothing until I restart the game, and this bug happened multiple times. But it seems there have already been quite a few patches to address performance issues, so if they have fixed them, my apologies, but the first 2 weeks felt like good old 1.1 days. Moving forward, events. Tidal festivities. One is an ad, the other is copy-paste from what Hoyo had done in the past. It's nice, but it isn't an event. Gifts of Grand Celebration. Really? Are you training us like animals now, dangling a carrot in front of us and not even hiding it? If you don't know why it's bad, the simplest example I can give, try locking up your phone, PC or internet for 3 days with no access and see how much you will enjoy it. It's time gating and frustration paradigm. Go check them out if you need more explanation. Next, Cubie Derby warm-up. So, Monopoly is reinventing 12-sided dice, but it can only roll up to 3. What a visionary concept to drive up a playtime. Same with Cubie Derby. Betting event for toddlers. Nice to see you starting to train them early. Just curious, how many could pass goldfish attention span? Reinventing sports betting with watching paint dry. Next, memory travelogue. Shrink inflation and content bloat. Nice work. Again making us do more for less rewards, and I don't care if it's few seconds faster than previous event, or that overall the rewards are around the same. In that case, I genuinely wish they would make 200 missions, each rewarding one asteroid, because I will be long gone by then. But let's look at facts. Black Shores and Avinolium, both 6 missions. First rewarded 40 asteroid per mission, the other only 30 asteroid. How about Firmament and Renacita? Both 9 missions. First had 30 or 40 asteroid per mission, the second only 30, for the same amount of work. And now we are down to 20. Perfect shrink inflation example. And to those hardcore defenders, yes, this might be a small, meaningless change in a grand scheme of things, but it is a change. Plus, there are historical examples of them reducing rewards in the past, like Wuthering Exploration, from 800 asteroid and 30 tubes in 1.x patches to 0 in 2.x. So what did we get in the last patch from this exact same event? 30 echo tubes / tanks? And some credits? It's like what, 3 days of farming at most? Yep, keep shrinking those rewards. I believe you can do even better. I can admit that 800 asteroid was too generous, but I liked that simple event, and going from 800 to 0, that's some Zimbabwean dollar energy. Next event, Carnivals time. I am an effing loner. Why do you think I'm here? So no rewards for me. And the one person I was actually trying to get in this game is a new player and doesn't count. And the most annoying part was when he laughed in my face and sent me something about Genshin's Adventurers Assemble that would work on both new and returning players even with your requirements. Are you effing joking? Did an intern manage to only copy half of the info page or what? If even Hoyo can manage not to screw things up, how incompetent do you have to be? Just a quick shout out to Pioneers Podcast. Nice subliminal change, by the way. Let's talk about the big ones now. Anniversary Cube event. I bet some will love it. At least combat was kinda different, but I finished it by maxing out one cube and didn't feel like trying any other cubes out. That's on me. Maybe I'm missing something, but beating up the same old enemies over and over again in marginally different ways is starting to lose its shine. At least you didn't skimp on rewards, and you kinda put in the effort in making something new. So okay, 3 stars for the effort. Okay, let's get to the main culprits. Next wonderful event, Gilded Market, together with anniversary banners, as these two complement each other. Nice that Gacha Space has already trained us like animals so well to start pushing these events. Positive reinforcement doesn't seem so bad, get 10 back if you pull 80 times. But here are my issues. For starters, we can only get 900 points max if we participate in events without summoning. But we all want those 10 Radiant Tides, so we need 1300 tokens to unlock all the tides, which is 40 pulls on Resonator and 40 on weapon banners to get the most bang for our buck. And nice to see them making the good old 40 Resonator and 20 weapon pulls are 100 tokens short from what we need. Not so incompetent after all, are you? So why do I think it's bad? For example, someone who doesn't want to pull on the new or old banners are forced to participate. Someone who gets lucky and gets the hero he wanted, he still needs to continue pulling. Someone who wants to save up for future resonators needs to spend now or he loses 10 tides. But how about we look at an in-game comparison, item exchange, that tries to mask similar patterns in a shop. Let's look at Afterglow Coral, AC for short. I have no problems with this one. There is no time limit or amount limit for how many to exchange. You can exchange your AC even after a year and you won't have missed a thing. Let's look at Oscillated Coral, OC for short. Why does it need a timer or a limit on how many you can buy? Can someone explain it to me? You give your answer and I will give you mine. Just humor me for a bit. We get coral from pools. In our case, 15 OC for 3-star weapon. In these shops, one tide is worth 8 AC or 70 OC, which would be 1:9 ratio. Let's look at free-to-play case. We need 1500 OC to buy out all the tides, so around 98 3-star weapons, which would result in approximately 110 summons that free-to-play need to do every patch, so that we get these tides or we lose them. Let's say we get rid of OC, but we get 1.5 AC for 3-star weapons. We would get 147 AC from the same pools, and one tide costs 8 AC. We would get 18 pools of any tide we want without any time restriction. And if you want to be nitpicky, 1.7 AC per 3-star weapon would be exact conversion. Yes, we are losing 3 green tides, and it might seem meaningless to most players in this example. So what's the point? Then let's look at whales. Our whale wants 7 copies of the featured resonator. He has all 4 stars maxed. He is lucky and wins every 50-50. And let's get him to win on the 65th pull at the start of PT. Long story short, he would get 336 AC, which is around 42 pulls. But that's not important. Let's look at the OC side. 406 pulls from 455 are 3-star weapons, and he would get 6090 OC. He has enough OC to get all the tides for the next 4 patches, or 1500 OC for all the current tides, and 4600 for F tier items like cores or credits. And just for simpler explanation, between tides and credits, it's like comparing Carlotta to Alto. One is an S tier and the other is bench for life. But let's look back. If these tides would be converted to AC from OC, 6090 OC are roughly 676 AC, which is extra 84 pools whales are losing on accumulating useless currency. Again, what if we get rid of OC and only get AC per 3-star? Whales would get extra 76 pulls. If you are curious how many pulls you have saved up, just divide your accumulated OC and divide it by 9 to get the exact amount of AC and look at what you can buy. How much extra money do whales need to spend by collecting this pointless currency? Calculate yourself. So did your answer also say out of goodness of their heart and they are giving us discount? Then yes, you are completely right and get yourself a cookie for reward. And listen, I am not against companies making money. What I am against is companies only prioritizing money and pushing events like these instead of focusing on the game itself. 2.0 felt completely different compared to this patch, and I believe that's why a lot of people started to spend, me included. Maybe I'm in a minority, but unfortunately for you, I am still a consumer and I have a right to complain about these practices that target me to spend more money so blatantly. Most probably, whales might not care in the end, but they are endangered species that keep these games alive, and I don't mind them getting VIP treatment in a single player game, as there are multiple solutions to make it more fair for them. And no, it's not just WUWA that has this, but the greed in these practices are growing faster than our wallets can one day support. So let's go back to the Gilded market and let's defend all these good practices for us to spend more money on units we might not want. But maybe it's true, people don't need 30 heroes for Christmas and we can be happy with 2 or 3. Then what about the anniversary banners? Put every unit up there and I have no problem. Instead of doing a spring cleaning on your old stuff that won't sell in the future. But no, you ran arguably the most valuable unit, Shorekeeper, just before so that a huge part of people would waste their pulls on her. then required to keep spending all the pulls in the anniversary with the night market so that you get a big cash grab from Cartesia summons on people who wasted most of their pulls in this patch. Fine, let's humor the argument that they just ran Shorekeeper and Cantarella last patch and they don't need to do it now. Unless the same argument applies to units going forward in 2.4 and units in a rerun will be Shorekeeper and Cantarella, you're defending a way for them to sell units that most people wouldn't want. Plus, I bet the Chicana won't be run next to Cartesia, and both units will feel quite uncomfortable without each other. So a suggestion for a casuals and free to play for next anniversary: start saving up half a year in advance. Don't spend on weapon summons and standard pulls so that you are ready for next year's cash grab, and then summon only functioning units. What a funny concept in gacha games. Save, don't spend. Last but not least, Film Festival. So let me get this right. This is the final form of Elusive Realm, and if there will be any new content, it will be based on this execution. I was hoping at least this one would be fun event, and oh boy. How long has it been in the works? 4 months? In that time you cooked so hard you copied Tribe 9, 2D map with 3D battles, sprinkle wall of text, and barely any rewards. Nice. Is the EOS also included in the copy? So what were the problems? First, you want me to waste my time on this event for an hour to get what, 60 astrite, beating up the same enemies again and again. And apparently I have to rerun the same map again to look for some kind of ending in a text I didn't bother to read in the first place to get 20 more astrite? At least let me save and start on the last book, or is it an April 1st joke? So walls of text where skipping it doesn't seem to make any difference. Making choices seemed irrelevant because you end up in the same place. So what's the point? How does this enhance gameplay? Or is it just to inflate playtime? Hey, maybe combat is so fun and game changing. Here is my experience. First mission, you want me to run Chisha. Okay, fine. So she doesn't have an echo and still has training pistols, because I don't have her built like 80% of my resonators. So if I want to play a specific resonator in this mode, I have to equip them first. Plus, moment this event starts, the echo and weapon is locked in and won't change until I quit and start again. Tip for casuals: just play units you don't have. At least then you won't need to worry about equipment. And fine, maybe echo set and weapon is irrelevant in how much damage we do in this mode at the end. Some math genius can probably figure it out. But if most of the stuff scales from percentages, I think base stats will have a huge impact. Next try. First run in the second mission completed 99% of the map with Jinshi, MC and Shorekeeper as a team. Because there is no synergy, it was slow and painful. Was it my fault? Yes. But I wanted to see how bad is it. Before going to the Red Book, I went to clean up the entire map and died with the same team to the level 80 boss because in 3 minutes I couldn't get it even down to 50% as a 100 plus level Jinshi with 4 upgrades. I was dealing so little damage, it was ridiculous. Was she built? No. 1 main echo and 1 1-star equipped. Level 1 weapon, plus no synergy in those bonds. But you know what took the cake for this experience? When I died, I accidentally pressed that finish button without paying attention, and guess what? 1.5 hours down the drain. Those rewards might as well have been a cinematic of a middle finger. At least put a confirmation check to be sure to stop us morons. I bet there is someone out there with a hole in the wall from this wonderful experience. Is it my fault for not paying attention and getting tilted like an idiot? Yes. Is it good game design that someone can lose entire progress by accident? You tell me. Okay, one last try. I went back with upgraded Jinshi, her echo set and weapon. I skipped all the mountain of text and only used her with synergy heroes. So the gameplay became: activate synergy, boss goes to sleep. You smash button, boss wakes up. You dodge, activate synergy, and repeat. Is that it? So what about abilities? Were they game changing? Start with attack 3, or CD on a skill is lower, summon a shield, or get 2 bolts instead of 1. I guess it's something. It still felt like I'm playing the same old Chisha and Jinshi, with some minimal change. I'm not going to try all the possible heroes to find one that is super fun to play. Go have a blast. Will this experience change if I play for 100 times? I might be wrong, but the 5 skills you get on a hero are exactly the same no matter how many runs you do, and the battles will feel tedious after a few runs. So what about rewards? 1000 plus asteroid in previous events, and now half of that? So you are rewarding 60 asteroid for wasting an hour on this, or I can run 10 minutes 1000 gateways and get an entire pool? Enemies are similar, assets are shared, and combat doesn't feel much different between both of these modes. I wouldn't be surprised if patch 4.0 introduced 40 endings, each run taking 4 hours, and will give us 4 asteroid per completion. And don't miss it, because it will have only 40-day completion time. But hey, the overall rewards will be the same. Yes, I'm not bothering with it anymore. So there isn't a single event I enjoyed or found it anniversary worthy. So for the first time I went back to see those live streams to make sure I'm not missing something. And you know what came to my mind? An A-cup chick trying to stuff her bra to H-cup and flaunting how big she is. Listen, no matter how much you pad, it won't change the real things underneath it. And when that bra comes off, you can't hide the reality. But hey, I hope you have enough sims to keep cheering you on. Just come out and say it, that you don't celebrate anniversaries, that there are just some events to pass the time, and that you are working on 3.0 instead of hyped up smoke. So that's 4 events. On to the story. Let's just compare the previous filler patch, 2.1. We got 2 areas to explore, plus both quests were voiced and every side quest on islands were voiced, plus voiced brand quest. This patch we got 3 encore lines and 30-second cinematic, which just beeps and boops in a massive anniversary celebration quest. WTF? Are your voice actors on strike? And if cubes can't speak, then why the mountain of text? Fine, so we only get 2 hero quests that we always get when hero is released. And if that Chicona quest is supposed to be similar to Phoebe's, is the length the same but rewards are just 3-4 times worse? Or at least the time is also reduced? But fine, story enjoyment is subjective. Some will like, some will hate. Only thing left to talk about are rewards. Let's talk about pulls and cosmetic rewards. Honestly, this might be a shocker to everyone, but I kinda don't care how many pulls I get, 10, 30, 50 or 100, because I know I won't get the anniversary hero from the gifted pulls, and I know someone will get 105 stars in a single pull. I have accepted it, so unless it's something guaranteed everyone gets equally, I will just get the short end of the stick. Go argue with what's the correct amount of pulls with someone more knowledgeable. Can't check the history, but just for reference, I believe my best luck was with Shorekeeper, around 150 pulls. So yeah, give me whatever. However, I can talk about Glider, Banner, Avatar and Voucher, and oh boy, what a cheap Genshin copy. Banner and Avatar, don't get me wrong, are they well done? Sure. Do I care about that? Nope. I will equip them and forget that they ever existed. You could have given me 10 fish that will rot in my bag. They are just that pointless for me. So let's talk about the skin. Is it a nice addition? Sure. Does it only work in one region? Yes. So its value is only temporary, for use in Rinascita. So when new regions will be out, most people will never see it or use it ever again. You were so stingy you couldn't give a glider skin for future use. Even Hoyo gives a universal skin for gliders, and that tells a lot. Let's get to the in-game voucher for skins. Technically the only valuable item for me. That kinda seems good, as I spent too much on skins and was planning on getting those 2 new ones. So, where is it? When is it? If it's in 2.4, it's not an anniversary reward. Plus, it only works for paying customers. Most people can't even wipe their own ass with it. Couldn't you have made it into a voucher where free to play can buy it for Astrite? Make it full price, but at least give them the option. Plus, you will get Astrite away from gamers. That's what you wanted in this patch. I would still spend money to get them, and I believe whales won't worry too much if you make it available for more people. And those that defend it like it's the nicest thing ever, with lines like "it's something," I miss good old Hoyo 3 pulls. Take it or leave it. Sadly, I quit way before and couldn't be part of those festivities. Plus, I bet there will be some FOMO even in this. One patch, use it or lose it. Can't afford it, go get a loan. So rewards. Thanks, I guess. Not taking pulls in consideration, it felt like a certain finger to me, and seemed what Hoyo has given us in the past. So where is that ever-flowing with you part? All I'm seeing is ever-flowing BS. To be honest, maybe if I were in a bubble, I might have been, well, it's not that bad. But you know what put the nail in the coffin for this update? 22nd and 24th April. Oblivion and Expedition 33. Both of them together cost me way less than I have spent on your game. Are they perfect? No, but they are so close. There is no FOMO, no hidden BS, or any scams. I bet this is driving people crazy. Like I can't compare them. I need to compare WUWA to Genshin. But here is a fun fact. I have limited time, maybe few hours per week, and you are competing for that time with Cube Derby? You're not in the same position as Genshin was years ago. Markets have changed. Even in the gacha space, it seems there are multiple ones coming out even this year, some with flying drifting horses, and your response is sorry, we will try better next year, or wait till collab? Just an idea. Maybe reward those most hardcore dedicated fans at least. I bet there are some people who even fish each week just to get extra rewards from all those shops. Are they crazy? Who can tell? Give them at least a unique title or a banner or something. So what am I going to log in for? To grind boring events for hours to get 1-2 pulls? The fun event that was 2-3 patches ago, but I missed it because I had other priorities? If I don't play your game, I don't have any currency. So I need to pay for those new heroes. What's more valuable? Spending €200 for a hero I might play for a few days or get 10 different games on a discount at Steam. Best part would be copying competition and making sure that I need some kind of X debuff, so that I need to do specific heroes, or heroes won't work as intended, or I need to learn mental gymnastics to make it work to some degree, which I'm not against entirely, but it needs to have a purpose. At least sell those units as a bundle on a discount. Plus, if the only reason for me staying will be the story, I can just go watch the last 10 minutes or most played parts in some Let's Play, or I will just go play Expedition 33. I know I am in a privileged environment now that I can afford to spend on the games, but now I don't have the same time for them as I did years ago, and I don't have to say what is coming on May 26th next year. If you can't satisfy your customer, I'm out. So we are at the finish line, and let's get on to the final part, my suggestions. Number 1. Give us the skin for MC. It doesn't have to be anything special like paid ones. I don't even ask for new animations. Everyone has it and can use it. Just match something with an element. Spectro can have a white-yellow dress or a suit. Havoc just put on a cape and make it a Grim Reaper. He already has a weapon for it, and you can milk that for the next 6 years. Would that really be something that expensive? If yes, let's go to the next thing. Number 2. Anniversary Echo Set. I think everyone likes what you have done with echoes. They're better than boring artifacts. You were so close to it in the Cubie event, and you have spent so much time developing them. Just take 5 cubes and make it a set. Put some stats already on, like attack, energy, some crit. They can be minerals on everything. No random BS. And for effect, just give increased echo drop rate in the overworld, like 10% increase. Anyone could use it in any region. It would not be better than specific sets. Hardcore grinders would get one more echo in a day. Even casuals might be more interested in grinding echoes. And for the main ability, just make it something fun, like activating one random ability from the 5 equipped cubes, laser, tornado, anchor, or even just something stupid, completely random. Go cook what's fun. And it would be novelty item for those that participated in the anniversary. Unless you plan to monetize echoes in the future, it shouldn't influence your return. Number 3. Per year, as a community, we could all vote for the worst hero in the game, like Ling Yang, so that it gets a rework, or upgrade a 4-star to 5-star, as I bet we won't see any new 4-stars for a really long time, if not forever. To those that are yelling that reworks can't happen according to law, there are multiple ways around it. Let's just take what's already implemented. MC can change to multiple elements. It's rework at its core, Spectro to Havoc to whatever element. I am not advocating for them to become something else or completely reworked. Just make them viable. Make their abilities fit and feel better. Let them at least apply those new debuffs to some degree, so that they can function as some bridge if we don't have actual real teams. Those 1 or 2 individuals that want to use old abilities can switch back, and at least we wouldn't feel so bad losing every 50-50. I think for most of us, those units are just a waste of space. Would that really be so impossible and costly? You tell me. Would that reflect positively on you? I think so. I bet you could even give people rework as a reward, and a lot of us would be happy and sing your praises for nothing. That's how well we are trained. Those are my suggestions. Maybe they suck. I'm sure you will tell me everything that's wrong with them, but fine, maybe I am delusional, and it's the most normal thing to get absolutely nothing and be happy about it. But I'm done. I'm taking a break if this is what an anniversary is supposed to be. Thanks whoever decided to watch this ever-flowing verbal diarrhea. If you have any valuable critiques or insults, or I'm wrong about something, leave a comment. You don't need to like or subscribe, as this might be a one-time thing. If there needs to be clarification on specific parts, I might make something extra. By the way, thanks to WUWA Wiki, you were a great help with all the event info and you are a lifesaver. Plus, I bet I'm not the first one to say those criticisms. However, I don't follow your bubbles, so if you posted something I talked about before, just DM me and you can have all the credit.
Eons of time on this vast land.
Now when that's done, you effing a-hole, next time you lose I want to see a musical with singing, dancing, why Snow White is the best movie of the year.